Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Courage to Change with Karen. I'm Karen, and today I want to start with a heartfelt thank you. First, to all the incredible participants who joined our Embrace Hope program over the past 6 weeks. Thank you. Your dedication, energy, and openness made this program really special. It was an honor to witness you on your journeys and your growth. Also, a huge shout out to my amazing team who helped make the Embrace Your Hope program possible. Your hard work and unwavering support behind the scenes helped create an environment where everyone felt safe, inspired, and empowered, and I couldn't have done it without you. Now, I know many of you wanted to join but couldn't due to time constraints or schedule conflicts. Some of you mentioned that the higher ticket price might have been a barrier. I heard you, and I'm excited to announce something new. Our next offering is designed with you in mind, introducing our new course on the 12 steps. This program is perfect for family and friends who want to learn or guide someone through these transformative steps. The best part? It's much more affordable and flexible. You can watch and learn at your own pace, on your own schedule, and without the need for group coaching. I truly believe that everyone deserves access to these valuable tools, and I wanted to create something that would fit into your busy lives and budgets. Whether you're supporting a loved one or seeking personal growth, this course offers the guidance you need, whenever and wherever you need it. Thank you all once again for your support and for being part of such a wonderful community. Stay tuned for details on how to enroll, and as always, reach out if you have any questions. Let's continue to embrace hope together. All right. Today I'm going to read May 20th out of Courage to Change, the Al-Anon One Day at a Time in Al-Anon book. Okay, May 20th. It's page 141 if you have the book. Like alcoholism, obsessive thinking can be too much to handle. My best hope in battling it is not to begin because once started, it gains steam and becomes harder to interrupt. Before obsessive thinking takes hold, there is usually a point at which I have to make a choice. I can opt to mentally toy with the subject that has held my mind hostage in the past and is therefore dangerous, or I can recognize the danger and try to drop any thought of the topic from my mind. Praying for my higher power's help. I can reach out to Al-Anon members for support before tackling a topic. I can reach out to an Al-Anon member for support before tackling a topic to which I am vulnerable, so that my thoughts won't have a chance to get locked inside my head. I will exercise the power of choice by refusing the invitation of obsessive thoughts. If I don't pick them up, I won't have to let them go. Today's reminder, I am learning to pay attention to my thinking. If there is something I cannot contemplate without becoming obsessed, I will respect that fact and act accordingly. I will gather the strength and support of my Al-Anon program, my friends, my higher power before I try to reason it out. And if it's none of my business, I won't pick it up at all. Okay, I like this. I like this reading a lot. Obsessive thinking is the topic. I really like how they started. Like alcoholism, obsessive thinking can be too much to handle. Well, if you've listened to me before, you've heard me talk about alcoholism. Alcoholism is a two-edged sword. And the first is the allergy of the body. It's the physical aspect of drugs and alcohol. Now, they're pretty easy to see, right? You can see that pretty much. You can see the intoxication, falling down, slurring of words. You can see, the heroin abuse is, nodding out, falling asleep, stealing. You can see the meth addict, the crackhead. You can see the physical manifestation of that illness because they're going to run around like a chicken with their head cut off and finish nothing that they start and be skinny, lose tons of weight. They're not eating. So, all of these, different kind of, even with gambling, you can see the physical aspect of it. People are up all night gambling, they're tired, they haven't eaten. There are negative consequences that you can see, negative aspects of the disease that you can physically see. And then the other side of the sword is obsessive thinking. It's mental obsession. And that's what happens if someone just tries to stop drinking without any kind of help or program. What happens is all they do is think about it the next time they're going to use. In fact, you can talk to some alcoholics and addicts, and they will say that they get relief just driving to the drug dealer's house, just driving to the liquor store, because they know that they're going to get some mental relief in just a few minutes, right? Physical and mental relief. So I really like that they point out, like alcoholism, obsessive thinking can be too much to handle. It's more than a human can handle, right? It takes some kind of divine intervention to get into that thinking. And that is, I suffer from this. She says, or I always say she, but maybe he, they, how about they? They say here, my best hope in battling is not to begin. Well, that's easier said than done. I mean, when my mind latches on to something, it's like Velcro. It'll just snap it up and it takes off like a freight train. And, it might be that I'm still walking through Walmart, or I'm at Target, I'm, whatever I'm doing, I'm at dinner with friends, but that train is still rolling. I'm thinking about it. Right? I am thinking about it all the time. What can I do? How can I change it? How can I fix it? What's going to happen? And sometimes I play out like different scenarios of what's going to happen, and they're all bad. You know what I mean? They're like all bad. And, it's a terrible thing to be obsessed by a thought, to have it just take over. And it takes over, and it's not like you just sit there and that's all you think about. You can't move and you're just sitting there thinking about something. It's not that. The best way I could describe it is it's very much like if you know somebody that has obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, and they're obsessing about something, and maybe not, they're standing there talking to you and you think, oh, they're not obsessing about it now. No, their whole life is based on that. Like the next thing can't happen until that happens. They have to do everything in their power to make sure that that is completed and done, right? This is all I can focus on until it's done. I cannot move forward. And I think, that's an extreme example, but really, my obsessive thinking, first thing this part about, just don't start, that's hard. But when I realize the Velcro has gone and snagged onto something, I acknowledge it immediately. Like, oh boy, here we go. And first thing I do is I ask my higher power for help. That's the first thing I do. What was the thing they told us in here to do? Talk to somebody. Well, for me, even talking about it is obsessing about it, because I will call 50 people to talk about it. That does not mean I've let it go. I will talk about it in meetings. I will talk about it in, whatever, wherever, whoever will listen. I'll take hostages and tell them about it, right? So my first thing is I ask my higher power. Now, again, you get to choose your own higher power. So whatever that is for you, the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe, hummingbirds, maybe it's the God that you grew up with, a Catholic God, a Jewish God, whatever kind of God you have. Maybe you're a Hindu or a Muslim. I mean, it doesn't matter. Ask your creator, ask the power that's greater than you for some guidance. Now, some people make Al-Anon their higher power, the group. And I totally agree. So if you've made Al-Anon or the program of Al-Anon your higher power, then what I would do, instead of talking to people out about it, I would listen to them. I would go to meetings and listen to the thing that you need to hear. God will talk to you through those people if that is your higher power. So the first thing I do is I ask my higher power, God, help me, right? Please help me. Direct my thinking. Direct my thinking. Now, what's that mean? Well, it means that right now I'm focused on this, and it's going to make me sick. I'm going to end up in bed, immobilized. I'm going to say something I don't want to say. I mean, something's going to happen, right? If I do like the word they use in here, toy. My mind starts toying with it, and I think about a cat with a dead mouse. Just that's what happens, because all of a sudden, the thing I'm obsessing on takes on its own shape, a shape of its own, right? Most of it's fancied now. It's not even real. I've exaggerated it. I've twisted it. I've turned it. I've looked at it upside down, right side up. I've talked about it. I've discussed it with 50 million people. Now I have 50 million views, and I've beat the thing to death. So first thing I have to do is just ask God, direct my thinking, and direct it to have, what would you have me do right now? And then I think about it. What am I supposed to be doing right now? Well, I'm supposed to be, doing the laundry. I'm supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be at work, like trying to make money for my boss. I'm trying to write an article. I'm trying to paint the house. I mean, whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, look at your hands. Look where your feet are. Where are you? And what are you supposed to be doing right now? Besides thinking about this, because when you get so obsessed with something, you are useless to anybody else in your life. So let's say you're a mother and you have a son, or you're a father and you have a son. I just picked this. This is not, gender specific. You have a child, and your oldest child is using heroin, right? And they're gone for days at a time. There's money missing out of your wallet. You don't know what's going on. You heard they haven't been to school, right? And you are obsessed. You're looking through his phone. You're looking through his car, right? You're talking to all the teachers. You're just obsessed with it, right? And you're watching his eyes. You're watching this. You're watching that. You're following him. Maybe you put a tracker on his phone, on his car. It's not helping, but you're obsessed. You're going to help this kid, and you're going to talk to people, and where did they send their kid for help? How much did it cost? How can you get a job to make that extra money? Can you borrow the money from your parents, right? All of a sudden, the freight train is gone. And what about your other kids? The good ones, the ones you don't have to worry about. Well, they're on their own, right? They're on their own. How about your mother, your aging mother or father who needs some help? How about the church, where you volunteer and you've just totally abandoned them? Or your job, where you're not even present anymore and your workload is dumping off on other people. I mean, you become totally useless. Just useless. It's just such a waste of energy and time. It's just so, I don't know. It's just, it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. So this obsessive thinking, you've got to nip it in the bud. What I like about the 12 steps is you learn about yourself. You learn what's going to set you off. You know what's going to, I hate the word trigger, but you know what it's going to be. And when you start, it also teaches you how you behave when it starts. So I know exactly what I start doing when I'm obsessing over something. And I catch it now. And I go, oh boy, here we go. Call it a lost weekend. I'm about to go down the rabbit hole. So what do? I ask God, help me direct my thinking. I let it go. God, I'm going to give it to you. Figure this out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to see what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to put my attention on other people. I'm going to see if I can help someone else. I'm going to go to a ball game. I'm going to go to yoga. I'm going to get busy. See, the answer for this problem is action. You have to get into action. You know, when you have a little baby or you see a little baby and their mom's holding them and they start to cry and they're crying and the mother can't do anything to be, get it quiet, calm it down. There's nothing's working. And so you pick up your car keys and you jangle your car keys. Look, baby, jingle, jingle, jingle. And the baby looks at the car keys, right? All of a sudden it quits crying. You give the baby your car keys and it starts playing with them and laughing and joking and sticking them in their mouth, even though they're very dirty. But thank God the baby quit crying. Well, that's pretty much what we're doing here. It's just kind of human nature. We're going to jangle the keys, right? We are not happy with what's happening. Our mind is running amok. And so let's look at the shiny keys. Let's listen to the jingle jangle, which is action. Well, I got dishes that need to be washed. I got laundry that needs to be folded. I need to take out the trash, right? My daughter needs to be picked up from school. And I think I'll take her to ice cream because, I've been so focused on this. I haven't done anything with her. I haven't supported her in her new thing. And then I think for dinner, we're going to order pizza and we're going to watch a movie. We're going to have a family night. Let's get busy making sure the rest of the family's okay. I think I'll go into work early. I think I'll catch up on that work that I've been behind on. And I'll take in coffee for my coworker who's been covering for me, right? Get busy doing something else. That is the key. And as soon as you start doing that and you start putting your attention on something or someone else, you'll get some relief. And your mind will want to go back and you're going to say, nope. Literally, you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, nope, we're not doing it today. I'll obsess on it tomorrow, but not today. Right? And that's what I love about this program. Just 24 hours at a time. Can I just not obsess on this until dinner? Can I just not obsess on this till I go to my meeting? And then after my meeting, I'll pick it up again. Right? Kind of have to trick yourself. Little segments of time. And pretty soon, it'll go away. And you'll think, oh, I haven't thought about that for like 20 minutes. What a break. So I think that's exercising the power of choice by refusing the invitation of obsessive thoughts. It says that in here. But that's, what is exercising the power of choice by refusing the invitation to pick up these thoughts? Well, to me, that exercise of power is taking action, doing something else. And that's a lot of what I do in my life. Let's get busy. Let's get busy doing something else, right? Let's let God have this. Sometimes my mind wants to work on things. That's all I'll think about. When I was new to the program, I went to a meeting and man, that's all I talked about. All I talked about for I think it was months. My first few months there, all I was doing was talking about it. And then one day I realized that everybody else was talking about the reading, whatever the literature was that was read. And I thought, oh my God, I should listen to these people. They're talking about the solution and I'm talking about the problem. And I realized that when I go to meetings, if I can hand whatever it is that is heavy on my heart and my mind wouldn't let go of, if I can give that to God, to my higher power, in whatever form that looks like, then while I'm in the meeting listening to you, God can work out my problems. But he can't do anything if I don't get my grubby little hands off of it. Make sense? And giving it to God could be as easy as just, you could write it on a piece of paper and flush it down the toilet. Don't make a big deal out of it. Write it on a piece of paper and push it through the shredder. If you want to do something more formal, you can do something and then go out to the barbecue or the fire pit and burn it and then watch the smoke go to the heavens and there it goes, letting it go. I mean, you can make this as complicated as you want. I tend to keep things pretty simple because it's just more thinking about it, to do a big ceremony. Then I get to tell people, oh, I did a ceremony about this situation and I wrote it on paper with a calligraphy pen on parchment paper, and I folded it up in an origami swan. And then I took it out at midnight on the full moon and burned it on my fire pit while chanting, whatever. That's just more of me thinking about this problem. And I got to let it go. And I got to let it go quick because there is a rabbit hole. And I get very sick if I go down that rabbit hole. And at some point, going down that rabbit hole, you can't get back out. When I feel myself starting to go down the rabbit hole, I say, uh-oh. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to give myself 4 minutes to think about this. 5 minutes. And I'll set the timer. And I'll sit down and I'll cry. And I'll be sad about it and I'll think about it and I'll try to figure out what should I do here. By the end of 5 minutes, I'm no better off. I mean, I might feel a little more better because I cried, but I just write it on a piece of paper and then I flush it down the toilet. A little piece of paper, not a big piece of paper. Don't message me back saying you're going to clog your toilet. You just write it on a little piece of paper, not even a Post-it note size, little piece of paper. And I flush it down the toilet. And I say, okay, there you go, God. There you go. I'm not thinking about this anymore because of the rabbit hole. I know a rabbit hole can put me in bed, under the covers, sick, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's a terrible place to be. And those 4 horsemen come looking for me. I don't like that. So I'm not going to do that today. So get a plan together. Figure out who this higher power is that you're going to turn this over to. Turn it over for little increments of time. See if you can do that. Get busy doing something else. Look after someone. Make cookies for the sick guy at work. Whatever. You get it. And get busy. And then, give yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself 5 more minutes of this, 3 more minutes of this, and then it's over. Write it down and bury it in the backyard. Whatever. Shred it. Do whatever you got to do. And then let it work out for itself. Okay? And just ask God for the courage to let it work out the way it's supposed to. And quit thinking about it. God will let you know if there's something you need to do. It will be very apparent to you. You can even ask your higher power, please make it painfully clear to me. Drop boulders on my head if there's something I'm supposed to do here for my kid, for my husband, for my wife, for my parents. Right? Make it very clear to me. And then leave it at that. And I guarantee you, you're going to know. Okay? So I hope that helped a little bit. Love you guys. Looking forward to the step group that's coming up. It's more like a blueprint. I'll let you know as soon as it's done and prepared. But the best way to find out is on my email list. If you're not on my email list, I really want you to be on my email list. First thing, I'll tell you why. About 3 weeks ago, I got booted off Facebook. They banned me. They suspended me, whatever. And I don't know why. I post pretty much pictures about recovery, my chihuahua, Posey, and flowers. That's pretty much what I post. And I guess it offended someone or I don't know what happened, to be honest. They just said I posted something that was against community regulations. I don't know what that could be. Anyway, and so there's so long, all you Facebook people. I can't reach them. I can't find them. unless they're on my email list. And I was able to send out an email saying, yes, I got banned again, hang on. And at least I could contact him, otherwise how would I get him this information and tell him when things are going on and, give him support. Sorry, that's the dog in the background. So, get on my email list, and you can do that easily. You can go into the notes, show notes here, and look in the description, and there'll be a free Al-Anon guide, which is really helpful, of the 10 most used Al-Anon phrases and definitions with examples that really help you if you're new in this. And there's also a link to my Courage to Change Facebook group. But I'm telling you, if you're in my Facebook group, I'm not there. Talk amongst yourselves, because until Meta is supposed to be getting back to me and telling me why this has happened or what we can do to get it back. But, just get on the email list. I love you all. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.